Hey, hello. It's been so long. I'm gonna try to keep this short because I can't edit it because I'm out of storage. Okay. I wanted to record a thought, just a little like fragment with almost no context. I discovered when I was about 24 or so, 23, that's about when I started realizing that I had a lot of trauma. I never fully understood the word trauma, and I thought that it didn't apply to me, as most people go through this phase of complete and total denial. And some people live in this phase forever. But I started looking into trauma and researching it and listening to psychologists about it and realizing more and more and more how deeply traumatized I was. And the most important thing, which is trauma lives in your body. It lives in your nervous system. So it's not something you can escape from. It's not something you can pretend to be okay, because it literally controls you. It controls your body. It's hard to explain, and this isn't the subject I want to talk about. But just know it lives in your body. For me, it led to constant hypervigilance, constant tension, constant freeze, shutdown, and this constant bracing feeling. And also, the one that I've been discovering lately is the feeling of feeling so restricted in my own body. And it's so, I don't think anyone can understand. If you're not traumatized in this way, you won't understand what I mean. But if you are traumatized in this way, you will understand, maybe. My nervous system and body doesn't allow myself to move freely and express freely. So any act of opening, like laughing really, really hard, or crying really hard in front of people. I can't cry in front of people at all, even close friends. But things like dancing, free expression, these big movements of your body, I cannot do them, even alone. That's the crazy part, is I don't feel safe in my own body, safe enough to move. Okay, so anyway, that's trauma. That's how it lives in your body. That's not what I'm talking about today. I've been processing childhood trauma the last 3 years really heavily, and it's been a really amazing journey. Amazing, because I swear every week or every day I have a new thought or realization or a new bodily sensation. This won't make sense to you, but anyone who's researched the nervous system and anyone who begins to get in touch with their own nervous system and to feel what's going on in your body and in your nervous system as it's happening, it's very exciting, because then you start to understand exactly what's happening as it's happening, and exactly what the trigger was. Anyway, I'm rushed because it says I'm out of storage in 2 minutes. Okay. So I've been processing heavily, going through all different stages of trauma healing and trauma work. And today, I like to describe trauma healing for me as a feeling of melting. The last year, it has felt like my nervous system, my body is melting, which is everything is coming up and everything is coming out. So processing all of the feelings that you repressed in childhood and then letting it out, and then a feeling of integration or peace. And I've noticed lately that I used to constantly hate myself. The biggest way that I dealt with my own trauma was through hating myself and beating myself up and constantly being like, why can't you do this? Why can't you be like other people? Why can't you, like, this is ridiculous. You are so weak. You're so pathetic. Literally constant daily, like, thoughts like that. And like, if you read my journal when I was a teenager, it was so dark. So I've been working really hard on discovering like how I have abandoned myself throughout my life, and when that started happening when I was a child, like going back and finding the exact moments in childhood where I like decided that I was unlovable and broken and like decided to start leaving myself and abandoning, and then started seeking like things outside of myself. And I've started to feel a really natural shift in my body and in my thoughts, where no longer am I beating myself up and criticizing myself, but I'm starting to grieve a lot. Like, instead of saying, why can't you be this way? Why can't you do this? What is wrong with you? Now I'm thinking about the actual trauma and everything that happened to me and what it did to my body. It completely wreaked havoc on my body forever, where I'm like literally years are stolen from my life because of trauma responses. But instead of being so angry at myself all the time for feeling trapped in my body, I've started grieving what happened and grieving the child that went through it, and starting to come back to myself and to like love myself, I guess.